Ahoy hoy YouTube, it is Brandon, TBS, the Brandon Show, whichever you want to take. I am the voice of the voiceless, the speech of the speechless, the realest of the realest. If you're watching this on my channel, I love you. Hopefully this is on TYT Nation. If it's not, hashtag get TBS on TYT. I really need to be on that channel, damn it. I need to be running TYT Gaming. Today's gameplay, Summit, Black Ops. I somehow do a lot of, I do pretty well on Black Ops, on Summit. So if you see a lot of gameplay on Summit, my apologies. I'm trying to mix things up a little bit, thinking about a couple new series. Tell me in the comments what you guys think about Throwback Thursdays, where I review old game on Thursday. I think it's a pretty good idea. I have a huge backlog of amazing, great games of decades past. But the topic of today's commentary, I know it's taking me a minute to get into it. Microsoft and E3. What do they need to do, and what do I think they're going to do? So, in my previous episodes, I looked at Wii U, I looked at God of War, obviously Nintendo and Sony. But I haven't really touched on Microsoft. And here's the reason. I think Microsoft has the potential to be, while they're not going to win this most sexiest headlines, although they might win E3 fully. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean is they have to make sure they don't rock the boat. They said they're not going to announce a 720, which I'm not sure if that's a great move, but I don't know. It's Microsoft. How can you doubt them? Unless it's their software, which I'm not going to get into. The 720 will not be announced at E3 unless there's going to be some sort of swerve where they announce it, but I again doubt it. They're going against the Wii U, which is going to be more unveiled, although no price point, referred to my earlier video. And Sony's going to unveil the PlayStation Vita. Well, they're going to showcase PlayStation Vita, which is already out. And they might release information on PS4. So for Microsoft to be successful, what they have to do is they have to play up their grand game, which is going to be Halo 4. Microsoft has already dubbed their conference Entertainment Evolved, which is a play on their Halo 1 title, Combat Evolved. They're going to be streaming it on the Xbox Live service. They're going to be streaming it on Spike TV. They're working the internet perfectly. And there's no problem with that on my part. I really think these companies should be streaming on the internet. That's where a lot of support comes from, and it gets more eyes on the product. It probably doesn't cost them that much to stream. Especially for Microsoft, they got deep pockets. So what does Microsoft have to do? I think they need to drive home the point of Halo. Every sentence should begin and end with Halo. Kinect will get a feature, but I believe it should be 5 to 10 minutes. I really think that the Vita and the Wii U, if they're going to compete with Microsoft can't compete with the Kinect. They shouldn't. It's going to lose against the news cycle. What actually does grab news cycle's attention? Halo. It's that title that no journalist in the country, well, my country, Canada, the other country, United States, and my viewers in Japan, hello. Halo jumps out at these reviewers. If you mention Halo, you put a release date, you talk about the features, you put it on the show floor. Have an open multiplayer beta. Announce the beta date, actually. Do that. Do that all, and you walk out of E3 with, we have a game to play. The Wii U and Nintendo itself doesn't have that mega title that's going to be released this year. The Wii is practically dead. The PlayStation 3, on the other hand, has God of War, which will be released, it's going to release in the spring. I'm not sure about their winter lineup, I have to look into it a little bit more. But there's no competition for Halo on the exclusive side. Now here's the other issue for Microsoft. They're heavily invested in the success of Halo 4 because the original studio, Bungie Studios, has left. and there's a new studio, it's called 343 Guilty Spark. They're going to be developing it. It's kind of like having the iconic Star Wars well, Star Wars is a bad example. Let's just bring up Harry Potter. Even worse example. You know, let's not bring up any movies, goddammit. It is taking the iconic franchise of Halo 1 through 3 and handing it off to a subsidiary or another company. So there's obviously going to be anxieties. You need to quell these anxieties. And the other issue they have to bring up, or they have to address, is the Call of Duty effect. Black Ops 2 is already breaking records. Microsoft cannot lose any more grounds to Call of Duty. They have to walk out of this conference knowing that they are going to take a chunk out of Call of Duty. They have to drive home the point. We have a game to play. The other competition, Nintendo, Sony, they don't. Their games aren't coming out until the next cycle. And Call of Duty, who cares about Call of Duty anymore? There's Halo 4. That's what I think Microsoft should do, and that's what I think they have to do. By the way, look at this kill cam. Tell me if I got robbed in a kill. Just tell me. Look at this. I was robbed, goddammit. I was robbed. How? How? Okay, it kind of makes sense, but never mind. Anyway, rate, comment, subscribe, and if you're on TYT Nation, TYT Gaming, hashtag get TBS on TYT.